Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. I'm disappointed, very, very disappointed today in this whole XRP community day. I think it's lip service, full of a lot of nonsense, and I'll explain why. However, it's good for me. It's good for you. It's got a good outcome. So there's some positivity here too, but at the same time, I am disappointed. We have taken over from Sensei for a moment. He's having a well-earned break. He's been going for hours. The speakers are coming to an end. We're on a break now, and then we'll be back with the Spaces broadcast. We're picking it up from there shortly when they continue. So we're just going to give you my thoughts now, take a short break. I'm going to pick up the first story of the Spaces and then hand back to Sensei when he comes back from lunch. So before the Spaces is now finished. Sensei is just wrapping up on his stream. They're taking a break for half an hour. We'll cover it live in half an hour. So, but now I'm going to give you my thoughts on why I'm disappointed. Everybody, it seems, I cannot seem to get away from people just doing self-interest. We're here to provide service. We're here to provide the truth. We're here to do what's right for the community. Everyone else seems to be in on it for themselves. Let me explain what I mean by that. Today we heard from Brad Garlinghouse in the worst presented event I've ever heard from a major company. Absolutely bloody awful. No idea why they use Spaces. Spaces is not built for this. It should have been on YouTube. Don't know why they did it on Spaces. Very unprofessional, all over the place. Everyone's losing connection. There's no structure. Bloody rubbish. Me and Sensei put together a website for you to provide you with the full breakdown of which, look at this, all the details. We did a better job than they did. We always do. These people just show up and it's bloody rubbish. These are look, all the way through the times, the highlights, what's going on. If you want this for the rest of the experience, rest of the day, it's martynlucas.com/XRP. There it is. People just saying, where's Sensei gone? We'll be back with Sensei shortly. Spaces is now taking a break. We'll pick it up shortly in half an hour. So we showed you this website. Okay. Now, then the event started and Brad Garlinghouse did what I hate anyone does. First of all, it shouldn't be on Spaces. They're doing it because of some connection with Elon Musk rather than what's right for the investor, what's right for the community. It's we're doing a little deal with Elon. I think doing it on X today was a stupid idea. Anyway, then when we started, Brad said the worst thing. I hate when he does this because it's not true. When you talk to Ripple and when you hear what they're saying privately, they do not like the XRP army because the XRP army is a bunch of idiots on X and YouTube who make up stuff, inflate figures, talk nonsense, promise people $10 by Christmas and God knows what else. All of those people are awful. And he said, we love the community. Great. Sounds good. But it's not. It's just trying to pander to a bunch of idiots. And what annoys me is if there's a community, where were they? Let me show you. On YouTube, look at this. On YouTube, 21 watching, 600. We had the biggest audience in the world, by the way. 600. We should have 20,000, really. That's what it used to be. It's because it's down today. No one's paying attention. That just shows you the level of the community. It's really bad. And that worries me. I've just invested 100 grand in XRP and all the bros and all the bloody idiots didn't show up, which is great they didn't show up, but it leaves nobody else to buy. I mean, it's like Bitcoin. No one's buying, right? We should be at $2 today. I'm not being impatient, but we should be. So on YouTube, 21 people watching this guy. We had the biggest audience with 600, so that's great. Everyone else 35, 25. Over on Spaces, it's even worse. They got 1,400, the official stream.
Diesel_Ada tipped $1.99 through Super Chat. I would take a bullet for you, Mart.Fafo who des wins.
Who dares wins? It's mental. It's ridiculous. Over on Space, thank you for the super chat, by the way. On Spaces, on their very own event, 1,400. But this is where it gets really bad, is 1,400. That's it. So we've got a stream, you know, half the size of the official Ripple broadcast. It's because pampering. Oh, we love the XRP community. They're not even here. They're not even showing up. And this is how pathetic it is. Look at this. 400, nearly 500,000 came through, but only 1,000 watching. What's that mean? It means they come through, and the moment they hear something a bit complicated, not it's going to $10 by tomorrow, boys, bros, stupid stuff like that, they switch off. And this is terrible because this shows you the community that's in here. Now, I hate that because I'm a proper investor. I've got $100,000 riding on XRP. I can't do any lot selling. I can't do any trimming. I can't buy any dips on Google. I can't buy any dips on anything because we're just stuck doing nothing while people are going around giving themselves round of applause for doing absolutely sod all. Oh, thank you so much for organising this event. It's rubbish. You're not doing it. You're not on time. Your microphone is not working. Brad Garlinghouse. Oh, hang on a minute. I'll try on my phone. Why aren't you set up? Why aren't you ready? Oh, the next person. Oh, hang on a minute. It's not working on my computer. I'll try and use my friend's iPad. What the bloody hell is this all about? So listen, guys, I'm sorry if you don't like this, but I expect excellence. I haven't got time for idiots. I haven't got time for bad discipline. It's rubbish. And sitting around telling each other how great you are and how wonderful this community is when there's no one watching. It reminds me of a few YouTubers that do that. They talk to themselves. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. There's like no one watching. The same thing. Very, very disappointing. So I asked you, do you feel disappointed? And I'm surprised it's not 90% yeah. 53, what did I ask? What did I say? Do you feel disappointed? 53%. Yeah, I would have bloody 99% disappointed. You need to expect excellence. We are investing in XRP. We want excellent. Gold standard, my arse. No one showed up. No one's engaging. No one's buying. No one's investing. No one's even commenting on X. If you go to Spaces, it was all me. I was commenting, saying stuff. No one's even bothered. People are coming in, going out, larking around, doing nothing. And this is where I put my $100,000. What a bloody joke. What a bloody joke. And I'm not impressed. I like Brad Garlinghouse. This is why I like the company. But coming on and thanking the community when they're not even watching and they're not doing anything, and I know firsthand you don't like them anyway, I don't like that. That's weak-boned. Weak management. Say you don't like the community because you know you don't. We know you don't. I've heard it directly from Ripple. We know you don't like the YouTubers and the Xers, but yet you come on and go, oh, I like the community. You don't. It's a load of bloody nonsense, and the stock and the price proves it. No one's buying, no one's investing, no one's showing up. I'm bloody annoyed. I want a strong management. Tell the truth. Oh, we're doing it on X. It's great on X. Why is it great on X? It's rubbish on X. Well, Elon Musk is my friend. Get off X and do the right thing. This should be on YouTube TV. We could have hosted this better than this. Anyway, there's my rant and rave. However, it doesn't change the technology. It changes my respect for Brad Garlinghouse because, quite frankly, if you're pampering to bloody idiots, that is weak. So I'm not impressed. However, it's great because the technology is great and people are adopting it. So it lets me buy it cheaper. But I wanted it to be up $2 today. I could have trimmed. I could have bought Google on a dip. I could have bought Robinhood on a dip. We shouldn't be stuck in this again. I can't stand when we get stuck in an asset when it's not moving. And then everybody will come on today and go, it's going to $10. Yeah, God, just bugger off. You do me head in. All right. So anyway, we're waiting for the community space to continue. We are about to go to the next event. Let me make sure they're not, they might be speaking now, but there is another event coming up. So we're going to go back to Spaces. The main event, I believe, is happening here it is. It's coming up next on our page. Have you been to our page yet? martynlucas.com/XRP, of course. All right, there you go. There it is. There it is. If you want all of my trades, because I'm making money out of this regardless, here's my Discord server. Yeah.
At Diesel_Ada tipped $1.99 through
Lucas
Super
Aid
Chat.
coin.
Lucas Aid coin no more than ever.
It'd be better than
Bloody
this.
idiots.
It'd be better than this. I tell you that. It'd be better than this. I'm telling you that. It'd be run properly. Things would work properly. Not this utter nonsense. Anyway, that's up next. Meet the new XRPL Foundation. Oh, what we got here?
At Beachfront Javate tipped $4.99 through Super Chat. For Ripple, Spaces were the main platform for info and announcements during 4 years of court hell. Unfortunately tradition. But I agree with you.
Yeah, rubbish. Should be on YouTube. It's weak management. It's not understanding it's pampering to YouTube. It's pampering to X, pampering to Elon, pampering to those. Oh, we got an XRP army. He doesn't even like the bloody army. The army doesn't even show up. I'm so annoyed. This is where I put my money. Bloody hell, why'd I bother? Right, okay. Are they on? Yeah, they're on a break. They are on a break. Yep. XRP, Ripple, they're on a break now. So the next event is in 20 minutes. So we're going to hand you back to Sensei shortly. So if you'd like to call in, we'll have a Spaces. We'll have a Spaces, except our Spaces will bloody well work. I mean, seriously, folks, $100,000 for a bunch of bloody numpties talking rubbish. Right, here we go. Live phone in. If you want to be part of the real XRP investor army, run by people who know how to put on a broadcast, live phone in. Okay, let's do it. Oh, I can't show up. My phone doesn't work. My battery's gone flat. And my iPad. Shall I call in through a computer? Oh, I don't know how to make it work. Why are you on X in the first place? Do I sound annoyed? Yeah, I am annoyed. $100,000 here. I could have been in Coca-Cola today and made about 30 grand. And I'm sitting here like a bloody numpty, waiting for numpties to show up and do something. Right, there's the live phone in. Right, so if you want to be in the phone in, an actual phone in that actually works, then call in. We'll have a discussion about the no event XRP day.
At its time where the people tipped $5 through Super Chat. They've been on Brea since they started.
Yeah, been on a break. They've been on a break. Yeah, just people part-time, just popping in, doing a bit of this, having a bit of chat. No energy. Where's the energy? This is supposed to change the world. Where's the bloody energy? Sitting around, oh, I don't know. When Brad came on, it was like, oh, it's not working. Oh, let me just change. Let me get my iPad. Let me try. What the hell? I'll try my phone. I mean, has anyone got a phone I can borrow? Jesus, God, it does my head in, this sort of stuff. Cannot stand lazy people. Brad Garlinghouse, he's not lazy. He was today. Couldn't have been bothered to show up. Right, so let's do a live phone in. Does anybody want to be on a phone in? Now, I wouldn't imagine you would, actually, because no one showed up for this thing, so maybe no one wants this either. Yeah. Hang on a minute. This is interesting. It's worse than I thought. It's worse than I thought. Look at this. It's worse than I thought. You know, I showed you there was 400,000 came in. It was even worse. 40,000. 40,000 tuned in. That was not 400,000. 40,000 actually listened to this. No one. Rubbish. Right, we got a guest who wants to call in, have his say. Let's see that. We got Bryce. I need to have a chat with someone normal because what I've heard today has been rubbish. Bryce, good afternoon to you, mate. How are you?
Hey, Martin, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm a bit annoyed, mate. I'm a bit annoyed. I like standards and quality, and I like performance. And today I just think was rubbish. You might disagree, and if you don't agree, if that's okay, what do you think, mate?
Well, no, the production was pretty bad. So I can't blame you for being annoyed. And certainly I wasn't expecting very positive price action today anyway. I think a lot of that is going to come once Clarity Act gets passed. And I think real money is waiting for that. Right now,
I agree.
I'm holding about 10,000 XRP coins.
Right.
I'm not really frustrated by the price action today.
That's
certainly
good.
the production was terrible though. So yeah, it's not going to bring in any investors.
Yeah. See, I agree with you. We all know it's going to $5. I'm happy. My 100 grand would be $500,000. I'm not bothered. I'm frustrated though, because at the end of the day, we have to hold these people accountable. It's a publicly traded company. Well, it's not. Ripple isn't, but the coin is, right? XRP is. And when the CEO comes on, you know, at the end of the day, we're supposed to get a standard. We're supposed to get a certain, you know, level of professionalism. It's one thing that annoys me a lot when we have earnings calls, when they show up late. They come 5-10 minutes late to their own earnings call. When you're basically telling your investors to give us your money, you come late. It's the only event of the day for you. What you all day long you can sit in the boardroom to make sure you're on time, and yet they're always late. I don't understand this. A few companies are really good. Palantir really good. Netflix are really good. There's a few others that are really on it, but most of them come late. We had one, it was like 20 minutes late once, and not even an apology, just rocked up. Once upon a time, we had a guy come on who was the CEO of Plug Power. The guy was drunk. He was literally intoxicated, rolling around the boardroom. It was hilarious. I went, is this really happening? We're a $1 billion company and we're literally rolling around the floor. Anyway, it's just amazing. So what annoys me though, Bryce, is I agree with you, mate. We're buying XRP for the future, right? And I'm right with you. I wouldn't have given, I'm not putting 100 grand in because a bunch of YouTubers are talking about going to $100. That's not, I talked to Ripple, I listened. But what annoyed me with Brad today was, and I like Brad, right? What I didn't like is when he went on about, we love the XRP army. Now, nothing wrong with saying that, if you believe that, but I know he doesn't believe that. Firsthand, I know he doesn't think that. He doesn't like what they say. He mentioned it briefly. He said about the price action. We don't agree with that. He doesn't like it. But what he did today, he was a salesman. He was a car salesman. Oh, we don't want to upset anybody. The opposite of me. Now, there's people watching me today going, oh, I don't like Martyn Lucas now. I thought it was in my XRP army. They'll unsubscribe. I don't care, because I'm telling the truth, and I'm going to tell you the truth whether you like it or not. So if Brad Garlinghouse likes the XRP army, that's fine. But I know he doesn't. So when I heard him today pamper to people and say, oh, I like it, I think, and hang on a minute, that's a bit weak. I don't like that. Tell the truth, Brad. You don't like it. Wouldn't it be better to say, you know, we're not happy with the price action and we're not happy with the way we're portrayed? Because this space, whether we like it or not, Bryce, crypto is new. Now, we all know about it, right? But 99.9% of the world doesn't invest in crypto, and even more than that doesn't invest in XRP. That's the fact, right? It is still a very, very, very niche thing. Now, if crypto is to be what we want it to be, and XRP is what we want it to be, it needs to be totally globally adopted by everything and everyone, okay? Well, to get to that, and that's what I want, as an investor, that's what I want. That's what you want. You want the space to grow up. You want it to mature. You want it to be seen as something credible. And when it behaves in such a way like it has done, we need the leader, Brad, to come out and call it out and say it as it is. When I bring out my coin, it'll be the very opposite of all of this. It'll be disciplined, structured, transparent, well-presented, on it all the time. And when something's bad, I'll call it out and I'll say, this is rubbish. You don't like it? Move on. I'm not here to make you friends. I'm here to provide, I'm here to try to build the best coin or the best business, or that's it. And I think investors want that. We're not joining fan clubs. We're all here to make money, right?
I'll tell you, a lot of what you said reminded me of my frustrations with the presentation. Number one, it was boring. I'm sitting here watching, and it's hard to follow along, just keep my attention.
Yeah.
And the other thing was it was vague. I think
Yeah.
one of the questions that was asked was, "Hey, where do you see Ripple and XRP in 2030?" That would have been a great opportunity to say some of the things that you just said. We want to be globally adopted.
Exactly.
We want to be mainstream at that point. Instead, he said something like, "Oh, we're just gonna keep making products that people want to use and buy." Blah 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 blah.
Blah blah blah
Answer
blah
the
blah.
question with some conviction. Say like, "Hey, we're gonna flip Bitcoin."
That's right. That's right. Have some bloody conviction. Have an idea. Have a vision. Go, we might not achieve it, but we're working towards it. This is what we want to do. We want to be the #1 crypto, and this is how we're trying to get there. This is what we want to solve. With that sort of energy, bloody hell, should I go and do it for him? For God's sake, shall I speak on behalf of Brad? Well, he sits there with his uncharged up phone. Let me go and try the iPad out and how does that even happen?
What you should do is you should be a speaker and you should perform the XRP song. That would move the needle.
Let's do it. Oh, why ain't it playing? Here we go. Let's do that again. That was rubbish. Do it again. XRP. Always believe in your flow. That's right. That's absolutely flipping right. Keep the energy going. Oh, hang on. Oh, sorry about that. Stay where you are, mate. Stay where you are. What's this here? No, I do not.
At Machiavelli84 tipped €5 through Super Chat. Hi Martin, so you don't think that XRP will ever reach $100?
No,
Astonishing.
No, I do
Fully
not.
convinced it will, before 2035.
No, I do not.
All the best anyway, mate, as always. Red heart emoji.
Thank you very much indeed. No, I do not. That makes no sense to me at all. Let me get rid of this. We got guests coming in now. Now we got people showing up. We got Bryce and we got Angie back. Angie's an investor in XRP. Angie, how are you? What do you think this morning? Do you like it? You're not happy? What do you think?
First of all, I want to say I'm so happy to be back.
It's great to have you back. Great. It's great to see your face. We love to see people's faces.
Yes, thank you. And, taking your question in hand, I want to say, first of all, that as a whale, as you are, I see you making wins all the time. It doesn't matter if people follow you, don't follow you, you do your thing. I see you at 2:00 in the morning. I see you at 3, at 4. Because I'm up too, and because it all boils down to your convictions, like you say. So if you love XRP, which I do, and I've been in it for a long time because I'm at 25,000 XRP now. 25,000 XRP is not a small piece of the pie; it's still a good-sized piece, So.
Yep.
And as you run down to try to invest your hard-earned money into it and put the money into it, you have your conviction that it's going to make it. At one point you go, okay, I'm just going to go live my life, because there's time. Time has a lot of value as well.
Correct.
Because the more the time goes by, the more you have the opportunities to lower. People jump in too fast. Like you were saying, if you wait till only there's a 2% down and you keep chasing down, you're just going to be down. You're not going to have enough money to really buy the low when the low is really there.
No.
So at this point, you kind of accumulate your little basket. Like you go, okay, at one point, and when I have to pay my taxes at one point, so I'm going to put some money aside to pay those taxes, so that I'm not under when it's time to pay taxes, and because I put it all in XRP or whatever the stock it is. You don't want to be underwater so that you have to take a loss in order to pay your taxes. So this is where the convictions are very there. Now, concerning the call.
Yeah. Where's the energy?
It was boring. Sorry. Like you're waiting, you're waiting,
And
and
it
you're waiting. Okay, where's the enthusiasm and the voice? There's actually a program on AI that actually analyzes the voice and the emotions in somebody's voice, a human, not another AI. And and so when you're using that and you're kind of seeing the variation of the voice and you're seeing where his intonations are and you're seeing where his passion is, it wasn't there.
no,
I have to see. I didn't see it. I didn't see it, and I
no,
mean I don't think that many people, if some people in the chat think that the passion was there, then great. But at this point,
no.
what I heard is that you're going to have to wait another year. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
I in my emotion, in my way of interpreting the whole 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever time I'm never going to get back in my life. Um, it's all our time. Our time
Well,
is valuable,
I've
like
got
you
to
say.
I've got to cut you short because they're going to start again shortly, and I want to get through everyone's questions, comments,
Yes,
get everyone in. If you want to call in, I got Robert just called in. You mentioned
I'm gonna leave.
time.
Okay. Bye
Sorry,
bye.
no, stay where you are. Stay where you are, Angie. You don't have to go anywhere. Stay where you are. It's nice to see your face. It really is. It's been a long time. You talked about time, and I agree with you. Patience, and I'm the man who lives by about time, patience. You know, I'm going to sit here for 13 years to grow the first 1 billion channels. So I'm okay with time, but what I don't want to do is waste time. And every day you step towards something. We don't go sometime in the future, like you mentioned. Well, sometime we'll do this, and we'll keep building projects, and we'll keep making That is not acceptable. That is not acceptable. It's mediocrity. You've got to remember, and this is an integral point, and I know this because I speak to these people directly. A lot of these people, remember, there's no qualification to be a CEO. There's no school you go to be a good CEO or a good business person. If you've got money and an idea, you can go public and make money off people, and there's no like justification. You have to be good at it or you have to be returning it to the shareholders. You can just take money for yourself. And the one thing I know from having spoke to Virgin Galactic for several years, they're like jolly boys in the desert. They're having a great time playing with rockets, paying themselves millions of dollars in wages while the shareholder goes and achieves nothing. 20 years later, we're still waiting and they're paying themselves money. Remember, if XRP goes to zero, it doesn't affect Brad Garlinghouse. He pays himself lots of money, all the journey, all the way through the experience, going in and out of the White House, doing fun things, having a great time. And if it all goes, belly up at the end of it, don't worry. I'm still a billionaire. I'm not really that bothered. And that's what I don't like. I want to see XRP do something, and we see it doing something. And I don't mind waiting. I don't mind working towards it, but give us something. This was the XRP day. And we got mediocrity, turning up late, not bothered, not charging up my iPad, not showing up, don't know how the community spaces works, everybody's falling asleep, no one's paying attention, and then the XRP army are great when they're not even watching. Utter nonsense. Let me come on to Robert. He might agree, disagree, he might say I'm talking nonsense. Robert, how are you? Where are you calling in from?
I'm in Texas.
Oh, nice to see you, mate. I'm from Dallas.
If I know if I was a stockholder, which I am because I'm on the ETFs, but if this would have been like the first quarter, second quarter, or third quarter, and XRT was $100 a coin, and this was a quarter call, they would have flopped. The coin would have flopped. If this is how they handle their business, I honestly,
there you go.
I'm the only reason not pulling out at the moment, and by no means am I small. I'm 20,000 in ETFs, and I'm probably 25,000 in coins. By no means am I small, and the only reason I haven't pulled out because it is so low. But Brad, if you see this video, you have a board right now, and I hope you see this video. You better step it up because today was a flop. How can a CEO not be prepared for something like this? You go from your cell phone to your laptop. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
People's livelihoods and their future are in this, and all you're concerned about is your stupid phone, and you're not ready for them. Come on, this doesn't make any sense. Sorry, that's my 2 cents.
No, but that's what I want. I want to fire this up. I want to fire it straight up his arse. I want Brad Garlinghouse to hear this and do something, because you are absolutely right. This is one of the retail darlings of crypto. Retail buy this. Retail back this. Retail pay your wages. We are here, hard-earned working people, putting our hard-earned money into this. We're not, I mean, yeah, there are idiots who just pump and dump and scam and short, and we're not those people. We are just hard-working people investing for the future. We believe in what you're doing. Well, you're paying yourself money when you, like you say, can't even show up or charge your phone up. I mean, no one's.
If I was the board, I'd have a serious meeting about Brad.
Yeah.
Serious meeting. I'd call it.
Absolutely.
That's
Thank you
for. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. That is uncalled for.
Yeah. I'm so glad you've called in. Would anybody else like to call in? So far, there's 3 people here, all investors. As Angie said, I'm a whale because I have over $100,000. That's $100,000, not coins, $100,000 in XRP. That makes me a whale. I care about the business. I'm trying to be affiliated to buy Ripple. And if I buy enough, I'll get on the bloody board myself and I'll kick people off because this is just not acceptable. Lazy people paying themselves too much money, sitting around, can't even be bothered to turn their iPad on and go from their laptop. I've never heard anything like it. So if you want to call in today, please do. To call in, I'll give you the link right now. It's pinned to the top. Have your say. Don't just sit there and do nothing like they were doing on Spaces. Call in.
Oh, they need to hear this. They need to hear this.
I hope they do. I hope they do.
Hear this.
Yeah, they do. We actually made change. No joke. We made change. 2 things that we actually did. I always say it. I say what I do and do what I say. We put together, Robert, a petition for XRP with the SEC, right? Now, we got it signed. Yeah, we got it signed. Yeah. We don't know. I'm sure it wasn't us who changed it, but I can tell you one thing, Robert. I got that in the hands of the SEC. I made sure of that. And, eventually, it happened, not because of us, I'm sure. We're a little tiny cog. But sometimes that little tiny cog is the one that tips it over. Who knows? Was it us? Was it your signature, Robert? Was it me? I don't know. But we did our best and we got change. And another thing I know we did do was Virgin Galactic. Michael Cole Glazier, formerly from Disney, we were very unhappy at the performance of Virgin Galactic when we found out how much money they were spending on parties when we were all losing money all the time, giving parties in the desert. He comes from Disney where they have all this sort of money. And we put together a petition to cut down the workforce, and we did. We reduced it by 25%. We got stuff done. And then from then on, their performance on their earnings call was great. It went from rubbish, being in a shed, to being accountable and good. Again, we were part of that, and that was us. That was us. But yeah, I'm very disappointed. I wish we could get more people call in. We got 3 great. Oh, hello. There he is. There's the man. How are you? How are you, mate? Great to see you. Great to see you. Would anybody else like to have their say today? Remind me, Angie, your husband's name again?
Bruce.
Bruce, that was it. You ready? Have you all seen Toy Story? No, not Toy Story. Have you all seen Finding Nemo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Hello. My name's Bruce. I'm going to do it again because I love doing it. Hello. My name's Bruce. That's the big shark, by the way, in case you're wondering who that was. Anyway, Brad Garlinghouse, this is to you, mate. You pay yourself lots and lots of money to work at Ripple. You couldn't be bothered to turn your phone on or charge your iPad up or even be ready to go. I don't know what the hell that was, but your investors are not impressed. I'm not impressed at all. I don't see anything great in what you did there. It's weak. You then pandered to the XRP. Oh, we love the XRP army. Even though I speak directly to you at Ripple, I know you don't like the XRP army for messing around and making up nonsense, which you kind of mentioned at the end, but at the same time, well, let's be nice. Let's be everybody's friend. No, we don't want you to be everybody's friend, Brad. We want you to deliver the product for the investors and at least show up on time and host an event properly. It shouldn't even be on X. It was rubbish. And now I've gone back and looked at it. I thought 400,000 tuned in. They did. But look, when you get a number like that, and then it says 40,000 tuned in, that means these people just browse through. Why? Because Elon and X was promoting it. But when they came in, that means they didn't stay for more than 3 seconds. I run an X account. I know what I'm talking about. 40,000 people tuned in. Brad, you may not remember, but we had 130,000 people watch us live when you were on 60 Minutes. We had that, and you had 40,000 on the biggest day ever for XRP. You can imagine I'm a bit annoyed. If I was on the board, you'd be fired. Anyway, there you go. It doesn't look like anybody else is ready to call in. Let me see. No, they don't. Ripple doesn't have their second part started yet. I think it's just started. They've got 600 people watching. Amazing. So let me listen in. Yeah, it's probably us. It's probably us. It's us. Basically, Brad, you're talking to me and the Lucasades. How about that, mate? Right. Let me. Do you want me to call in? Do you want me to call in?
Very excited to be the first one speaking on these sessions. And today we have a very important news to break. Fabio and I, along with the other board
we're going to stream this for 10 minutes, and then Sensei will take over.
Representing Ripple and XRPL Labs. We are here today to introduce our new executive director. We'll get...
Oops, hang on. Where's the audio gone? They've lost their audio again. They've lost their audio again. You are bloody kidding me.
We lost you, David, if you could still hear us.
Yeah, another person can't make their phone work. Unbelievable. Whenever you're ready.
Am I lagging a bit?
Yeah.
Yes, you're back now, David.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go back from the beginning because I'm not sure. I think I got cut before reaching my high point. But in a nutshell, I think the XRPL Foundation is an important organization for the ecosystem. It plays an important role. And its mission is really ensuring that the protocol remains open, decentralized, transparent, and
Diesel, you're on camera. Can you sort your camera out, mate?
And it is the steward of the network. It supports the core developers, the infrastructure, and the broader ecosystem. And 14 months ago, we created this new entity. We announced at Apex that the XRPL Foundation was kicking off. But most of all, it was looking for its executive director. And we have found him. Brett Mullin, super happy to have you join us. Brett, you're a tech veteran. You're an XRPL node operator. You're a long time community member. So, I think you're the best one to introduce yourself. Can you tell us a bit about yourself, about your journey with the XRPL community and the protocol? And let's kick this conversation off.
Yeah, thank you, David and Fabio and Visa and David Schwartz, members of the board, for picking me for this position. I can't tell you, how seriously I take this position, and how much I want to give back to the community. So again, thanks to all of you for trusting me with this. Almost to the day, 11 years ago, I started at Ripple, hired by Bob Way, and was lucky enough to come to the offices in San Francisco and have David Schwartz and Bob and Stephen Thomas and Arthur Brito teach me about blockchain, teach me about the XRPL, write all over my desk in markers. It was an incredible time, and I'm so fortunate to have lived through that. And why I've been behind the scenes, it is this technology that's served me over the past 11 years. And I do think it's time for me to give back, and that stewardship that you mentioned. And I'm very excited to do that.
Well, this is pretty cool to have you. We couldn't be happier to have your experience and your dedication and your enthusiasm to guide the foundation. We've seen several people for this position, and it's very clear that your roots in the ecosystem run very deep, that you have the passion for it. And so with Fabio, my co-board member today, we have a few questions from the board, but also from the community. I think we're going to take this session to explore a bit your vision, your roadmap, and I will let Fabio start.
Thank you, David. Brett, again, congratulations and welcome. So I guess the big questions that the community has probably been waiting for is that now that we've got an executive director, what are your top priorities, let's say over the next 6 to 12 months for the foundation?
Yeah, so I'll start at a high level, Fabio. First off, it's the stability, the availability, and the evolution.
There's more people watching here than there is with Ripple.
At a very high level, that's what I'm here for. And
How about that?
In the last session, if anyone was on the EMEA session, and in the rest of this session, and in the APAC session, you're going to hear from all of these people building on the XRP ledger. And I want to make sure that that foundation is there for them to build on. And that foundation needs to be secure. It needs to be available when you need it. And we also want it to be here in 100, 200 years. And, at a high level, that's what I'm here to accomplish. You're probably going to hear that, quite a bit from me. How do I start doing that? I think I start doing that by building a team of the best.
If you want to call in, join in and be part of it, don't just sit there. Be involved, pin to the top, join in now, take part,
a team or trying
take
to recruit
action,
a team. So
do
you should
something.
see some announcements from me soon. I think the people you should look for is a director of community to interact with this incredible group, a director of technology, director of operations. With those people, I think we can establish the groundwork, the foundation for all the builders out there.
Very interesting. Some names will follow on, I hope. So that's at a very high level. Can you dig maybe a little in the more micro level?
Yeah. So there's obviously I've been in this environment for a long time, and there's some things that myself and the board want to accomplish. I think most importantly is transparency. And right now we have a lot of people, a lot of great people doing a lot of good work, but that work isn't really shared. People don't know what's going on. And, I've actually worked at organizations where they were these super people who did a lot of work, and then they leave the organization and don't document things, and there's a vacuum. And I want to make sure that that doesn't happen with the XRP ledger. I'm not alone. There's a large group of people with over a decade of knowledge on the XRP ledger. And I'm thinking about the future, and I want to get that.
Can everyone reply in spaces and tell them we are here and this is the real investors and we are unhappy? All right, share it. Do something.
I'm getting paid full time.
Yeah, you're all getting paid to do nothing.
The people that are on this call. So it's a time of absorbing that information, and then working with the community to decide what we do. Real easy. I think there's processes that I want, very micro level. There's processes I want to get those up on GitHub, so everyone in this call can see what the organization is doing. I'll let you ask some more questions here, David. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. I think you're spot on. The thing you're mentioning about listening to the community, sharing information. There's been a huge call
Robert,
for
to the
transparency from major community members. So we're here to answer. What we've done for the last 6-7 months was really building with Brett a strategy for the years to come, making sure that the foundation has the resources, the talents that it needs to operate. So this was exactly what we were missing before. We had an entity, but it was basically an empty shell with a governance and a board, but the board was trying not to be too much operational. And so now that we have Brett on board and a team coming up, we'll be able to deploy the whole roadmap for the foundation and for the community. So, beyond the process.
Here's the link to Spaces. Everybody go and comment and drop our link in. Tell them what you really think. There is the link to Spaces.
For instance,
go there right now.
We
have a voice.
Touched recently on specifications and things like that.
Yes. There's just about the same watching here as there is there now.
It's very important to have documentation of the protocol. And I know this isn't the most exciting thing in the world to everybody, but especially in this world of AI, you need to be able to feed into AI context so it can make its decisions, and having accurate context is incredibly important. Recently, we partnered with a company called Common Prefix to document the payment engine of the XRP ledger. And that was received incredibly well by the community. In essence, we've needed this for a long time. It helps us build. And with that knowledge, we can bring on more builders to the core protocol, and they can understand that protocol better, and they can build better code. Even our security auditors are taking that information and putting it into their processes. So the foundation is going to sponsor more of that, continuing the specification of the XRPL protocol, and maintaining that. So when something changes, those specifications are continuously updated, and there's a process in place for keeping them updated. So again, not the most exciting thing, but it's that documentation and then sharing that documentation that empowers our core developers and will grow the talent set across those core developers.
Well, if you ask me, I think it's very interesting, to know that there is an entity with people in it that are packing knowledge and sharing knowledge. I think for the longest time, this knowledge was in the head of a handful of people, and so that is definitely a risk for an ecosystem. To rely on a few talents. We have amazing talents, but the talents, they come, they go. We hope that the foundation will be sort of a beacon for creating this Bible of documentation. The XRPL.org documentation is already amazing, but building up on top of that and continuing to improve it will be instrumental in your success. I'm really looking forward to that. We had a number of questions from the ecosystem asking the difference between the foundation and XRPL Commons. And so I think it's interesting.
Thank you, High Energy. Everyone share this stream. Everyone who's an investor, go to the Spaces stream. I'll give you the link and share this stream and tell them what you really think.
And then
this is boring. This is people just sitting around telling each other how great they are, achieving nothing.
We have a mission that is creating the conditions
there
of
is the Ripple
success
space
for builders, whether they're developers, entrepreneurs, researchers, corporate innovators. And when we say creating the conditions of success, is really trying to be the invisible hand to connect people to opportunities in the ecosystem, trying to create career paths so we have developers who can sustain a career in the XRPL ecosystem. So the projects that we run at Commons are an incubator, training programs for developers, hosting meetups, hosting hackathons. We're trying to be
Thank you, Charles. You just did it. Thank you.
Operating
if you tag me in it, I'll repost it. I'll repost them all later to promote everyone.
The XRP Ledger. Companies that are going to build using the XRP Ledger. I think the fine line with the foundation the foundation is in charge of the protocol and of the community of developers, infrastructure operators that are managing, operating, maintaining the protocol itself. So let's say the foundation is the protocol, and we're at Commons, we're on top of the protocol. And so a question that came last year, we were running at Commons a bootcamp for core developers. And we trained for 3 weeks a number of people who came just to learn about how can they contribute to the XRPL protocol. I think, for instance, this type of programs will transition over to the foundation as soon as there's a team that is formed there that can take over. But that's one of the examples. At Commons, we also contribute to the infrastructure and the grants for the builders. I think this type of things, contributing to the infrastructure is just the role of any entity in the ecosystem. Everyone should contribute if they have the knowledge and the resources to. And the grants, for instance, I think Commons will focus on giving out grants to builders launching projects, whereas the foundation will focus on giving out grants to people keeping the protocol up to date and running. Anything you wanted to add, Brett?
No, I mean, I think that's incredible, David. And the word foundation is critical here, right?
Mm-hmm.
The foundation is really the bottom, is really that bottom layer that Commons and its developers are building on top of. And so that includes the infrastructure, organizing upgrades, talking with the community about the best hardware to run the protocol on, the governance of the system, and then that core protocol. And I think most importantly, moving that core protocol into the next century, the evolution of that core protocol. So not just keep the lights on, but also where are we going to go next with that core protocol, which is an incredibly exciting area. There's some.
I'm trying to get on the call.
There,
I'm trying to get on the Spaces call.
Like increasing system requirements.
See if I can sort it out
to bring up the capacity of the network. Again, that's my goal, is to make that foundation strong for everybody else on this call.
You've got to be on camera, Lee. I'm sorry.
I think we can also maybe explore how the DAO will play a role. The DAO is a founding member of the foundation, and from its inception, the conversation with the DAO was trying to give a voice of the users at the foundation level. Fabio, do you want to expand a bit on that?
Yeah, thank you, David. Yes, definitely. So yeah, just a quick touch on what the DAO actually is and why it would matter to the
we've
community.
lost camera.
So really simply, the
Not
DAO
sure what's
exists to
happened
give
there.
a community a voice. And my role on the foundation is basically to take DAO
we can do
members
better.
into their
I've got
rooms and make sure they're part
I've
of the
got a
decision
bot
making.
invasion on my channel.
When we talked about voting, and it's not my vote.
Let me just
through
mute
the
Spaces. I've got a bot invasion on my channel. So I'm just trying to fix this. Bear with me a second. It looks like... Okay, we've got procedures for this. We've got backups for this. I'm going to send you to our backup stream, Sensei. I've got a bot attack, literally on my back end of my studio. Since I was in the what do you call it, Spaces, saying I'd like to be on the call, all of a sudden I got a bot attack. You can draw to that in conclusion whatever you like, but so people are going refresh. You can't refresh my network, unfortunately. I'm still here. I'm still broadcasting. Can you hear me? You can hear me? Bryce, can you hear me? Bryce, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Martyn.
You can hear me. Great. Okay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So we've got audio, but for some reason we've got an issue, as you can see on the screen. It won't even let me just see if I can change like this. Let me see if I can do this. No. I've got no control whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is, don't worry, we have procedures for this. We don't just guess. We don't just hope it works. We have procedures. So I'm going to send you now to Sensei. He's live. Stay right where you are. I will drop you the link now. Live now. So we've got a backup stream all the time. Live now. There we go. Join Sensei. Whoopsie-daisy. Let me pin that to the top. There we go. Let me end that. We've always got a procedure and a backup procedure. There we go. So there you go. That will take you direct to Sensei's stream. And stay where you are. Click on the link and you'll be right there. Sensei has just gone live to pick up the next part of this event. Thank you ever so much, guys. Cheers. I'll see you back on the next one. Take care of yourselves.